Hello, this is Mo Bina of High Rise Capital, and you're tuned into Dream Chasers, interviews with the future.
Restaurant industry is not the industry for money. First year is just, bring your name out and, spreading your who you are and stuff like that.
And now, a word from our sponsor, High Rise Capital. High Rise Capital is a boutique commercial real estate investment firm that helps high-income professionals, high-net-worth individuals, and family offices obtain above-average returns with reduced volatility and tax efficiency from high-quality commercial real estate investments. High Rise Capital helps clients achieve meaningful investment returns, generate multiple streams of income, and participate in investments that enhance lives and provide a tangible societal benefit. To learn more about High Rise Capital, please visit their website and download their free ebook, More Doors, More Profits, both of which you can find in the show notes. Thank you. Hey guys, this is Adam Carswell, and today I am joined by Mithun Mathew. Mithun is the co-founder of SpiceX. He was born and raised in Kerala, India. Went to Nova Scotia Community College, where he studied aircraft maintenance engineering. And that's kind of what brought him here to St. John's, which is cool. We're going to dive into that in a little bit. But as I just mentioned, he now lives in St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada. Mithun, thank you for coming on the show. And do you have any opening remarks for our listeners?
Thanks, Carson. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here.
Happy to have you here. So guys, Mithun and I first met at a wedding here in St. John's, a Bangladesh, I want to say themed, but really it was just, how do we explain it? Our friends, Saif and Manaz, who are from Bangladesh, got married here in Canada, and it was a very cultural wedding. So it was just like a cool experience because it was the first time I had seen or been to anything like that. And Mithun, you're originally from India, so I don't know if anything that were you there for because there was like different stages to the wedding, right? Like there was like part one, two.
Yeah. I was there only for that wedding. I was not there for the other sessions. Actually, they called me, but I was like too busy and I couldn't. I wish I was there because it was kind of new too. Because that even the Bangladesh culture is entirely different from Indian culture too. Like even though it's Asia, but the culture every place is different. I wish I was there because I looked at it in the Facebook and seen the videos and everything like that. Like it's so cool.
Yeah, I'm happy you said that because it does. You would think, especially being raised in North America and maybe not entirely exposed to that part of the world. I think myself and probably many others here, just not intentionally, but kind of group Bangladesh and India is it's all kind of the same thing. But to hear from you, like no. Actually, there's a very distinct difference is interesting. So I guess next on the list is I'll have to check out an Indian wedding.
Yeah.
Mine coming soon. Well, you got to meet my fiance as well at the wedding, and her and I we joked about it. I think with you, and then even like I told her that I was bringing you on the show here soon, and she's like, I still can't believe that's the guy who owns SpiceX. Like he needs to get his face out there more because like he's a young, good-looking guy. Like, why is his face not more on the franchise? And I'm like, you're right. We got to get him on Dream Chasers. We got to get the word of SpiceX out there. I'm sure, if you don't live here in Newfoundland, then you might have no idea what we're talking about. But basically, Mithun started his company, his Indian food, SpiceX. Maybe was it a year ago now? When did you guys open?
Yeah, we opened on 2020 February. It's almost just 1 year now.
Right. Yeah, they opened basically, a month before the crisis hit, and like many, not like many, a lot of restaurants right now are seeing one of two options. They find a way to adapt and succeed through the COVID crisis, or they fail and they just disappear and are no longer existent. And I think Mithun, based on how he had his company positioned from the beginning of the pandemic, was able to pivot. From what I can see, I'm sure you're behind the scenes, and as the owner of a company, you see all the good things and the bad things on a daily basis. But from an outsider looking in, to me, it seems like you guys really went above and beyond to succeed through the pandemic, if you will, and continue to do some fantastic marketing. I know as someone who's on Instagram, on Facebook, just here in the community, you see SpiceX pop up all over the place. So these guys are doing a really good job of getting their name out there. And then to know that their owner is also someone who's busy working hard at the airport in his spare time is really impressive. So any other comments there before we really take the interview to the next level?
No, it's not my spare time, man. I work full time at the airport, and it's two full-time jobs actually. It's you said we were able to succeed during even the pandemic. It's just because of the community support. Even I didn't know we were able to make it, but our local community and the Newfoundland really supported us, came us, even they were not able to come out. They ordered the food on Skip the Dishes and other delivery platforms. So hats off to the community for the great support.
Yeah, definitely. And you've definitely got, I would say a lot of people in the community are aware of who SpiceX is now. And hopefully after this interview, we'll be even more, especially now that they can see your face. It was just a logo before, but I saw you starting to put yourself on there on the Instagram channel more too, which is good.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, here we go. Mithun, it is now time to step into the next level chamber. The topic of today's discussion is bringing spice to Newfoundland. Maybe a little bit corny of a title because given the name of his company, but that's what it is. He's bringing spice to Newfoundland. SpiceX is the name of Mithun's baby here, the company, the restaurant. And, I guess what was the inspiration behind the name in the first place? I want to say the playoff of SpaceX, right? I think it was a brilliant idea if that was the choice because it catches attention.
The main, so for the name, I spent more time because I spent at least like 3 to 4 months to find the name. So all the names, I was like not able to, I want something new gen or modern, or I just don't want any traditional name stuff like that. So I just want to be trendy and simple. So I came up with the name SpiceX, which the X stands for fusion or extra, something. It's all something beyond what you are expecting.
Yeah. And you mentioned keeping it simple. One thing that I've observed, and you could kind of correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seems like you've done a pretty good job keeping the menu simple too, which I know personally speaking, when especially I think if it comes to Indian food or something that would be more non-traditionally North American, if I'm hit with a list of like more than 10 things, then all of a sudden it's like, dude, I don't know what to get. But the way that you guys present things too, is that accurate? Normally, so you got about 3 or 4 options. So it's like, okay, nice. Go with one of these.
Yeah. So when we launched the store, we started with very few menus, like 3 or 4 items, and just some starters, stuff like that, because you don't want to put too many items in the menu, and at the end of the day, you cannot manage everything. And the St. John's is pretty small, and your customers, nobody know what you are giving. Even the name is different. So I made it pretty simple. And if I wanna do different items, what I do, I make it as an event, and just for one day, so that we can manage everything. So I seen with most of the restaurants right now is their menu is like 100 items, but they won't be able to keep the same quality on all the day or all the period of time. So quality is one of the main thing, and which I focus. And so if you have a small menu, and it's an easy way to keep the quality.
Sure. Yeah, good point. Actually, it's very simple. Should have thought of it that way before, but hearing you say it helps kind of bring it to light. So, what are some other things that you learned as a business owner through the pandemic, especially having a physical restaurant? I think St. John's is definitely a place that got hit pretty hard last year because we had the Snowmageddon and then we had the virus hit. So a lot of companies struggled. And as we mentioned, you were able to, I think maybe that's the key takeaway, is you were able to dive into the community and get community support to really help expand the brand. What are some other things, best practices that you would give to someone else who owns a brick and mortar business to survive when hard times hit?
So the main the reason I also I tell everybody, like, if you're doing something, do something which you are really interested in, which makes you happy to. If you just focus only on the revenue, it's gonna be a hard thing to maintain the business, or like to run the business. So for the first 1 year, I was not even worried about the returns. I just wanna make it. So that was my first focus. So I involved more into community activities, even though we were not having anything. We just tried to give back with what we have. So that's a main thing. If you're just looking on money, it's restaurant industry is not the industry for money. It's the first year is just bring your name out and spreading your who you are and stuff like that, and that's the 1 year, and you should have some passion to it too. You cannot just run a business like that, because I know there are a lot of restaurants who were great in business last year. There is no more this year. So it's not money that keep you, it's the community, like it's the people around you. So you should have a great relationship with your with your customers and with people who come to the store too.
Yeah, again, very fundamental, very simple, but probably something that we all just need a little reminder on. So thank you. Community involvement is huge. And so, I mean, I'm thinking about this too. I mean, it sounds like you have a pretty impressive story. We didn't really dive into it yet, but correct me if I'm wrong. Did you move from India straight to Nova Scotia, where you studied? Kind of what was your journey? What was your journey leading up to here? And then, as you mentioned, in SpiceX, for you, it's got to be about more than just the money. So, what was your why behind opening? So I guess we'll start. I had 2 questions. Start with your story, and then tell us why SpiceX.
Okay, so my main dream in my childhood was to become a pilot. I like aircrafts. I when I was a kid, I used to make small aircrafts. I break toys to make aircrafts, actually. So, but my family, the financial situation was not great, so I couldn't pursue the piloting course. So I started after my 12th grade. I went for aircraft maintenance course back home. So I did my aircraft maintenance course in Halifax. I did 3-year course in India. So after that, I worked for a company. Then the job state was so hard. So so I started this journey. So I have to continue this career. So I started applying different jobs, but still I cannot get it. So the next thought came into my mind, like Canada has got great opportunity for aviation and for more job market. So I to work here, I cannot directly apply for work permit and come here. So the only option to come here is as a student. So I thought to enlarge my my knowledge by taking that course, and came here, did the course. It was actually really great. It was entirely different from what I did in back home, India. And after my 2-year course here in Halifax, I was working with PAL Aerospace, my current employer, back there in Halifax as a part-time. I was fueling all the airplanes. I was an aircraft refueler in Halifax. So before I graduate, I got this job offer, and I got some other job offers from different province. But I choose to come to St. John's, and say I have done my own research. I find people here are more friendly, and it's a small, nice community, and it's gonna be awesome. And obviously, it's my current employer, so I'm gonna be more, it's gonna be add up on my same company experience. So I choose Newfoundland, and I came here. I started here, and before in my mind, I have the entrepreneur thoughts in my mind to do something my own. And obviously the first thing came in my mind it is food, because that's the only thing you can start with less revenue. First, in a Halifax, I was about to start a food cart, but again, you are in between your studies, your part-time job, you are like fully packed, so I couldn't do it. After I came here in St. John's, I thought to start something from small. So I got a food truck. Not a food truck, actually I got was a camper, so like a motorhome. And I because you won't find a food truck. To buy a food truck, you have to spend at least like 50 grand, 60 grand. I was not having that much money, so I got the camper. I started working on it by my own, like to convert it to a food truck, the painting, everything by my own. Then I went to the story is long, sorry.
This is no, but this is good. I mean, I didn't know this. I just saw that, as you mentioned, I just saw the truck pop up one day. So I didn't know this is what, went on behind the scenes. How long did you work on how long did you work on just building out the truck? I mean, that had to take some time.
So I got the truck on 2019 August. So before I start the restaurant. So the truck was there. So I started working on slowly, buying stuff, keeping, and so that I can just start the work, like start fixing and stuff like that. So I went to the food safety, the Newfoundland food safety, and they said Indian food cannot be cooked in a food truck. That's the first thing they said. I need another kitchen to operate my business, or I have to get a licensed kitchen somewhere. So then my search started to get a kitchen, and the search went on for months. And finally, I found this spot here. And then I started, getting this, then I said, I'll keep the food truck aside and I will just bring this out, and eventually I will get the food truck. And I started the store, like getting the permits, everything for the store. So finally, SpiceX launched on February 2020, and it was crazy busy. I was like, couldn't even like sleep, because I had to go for my full-time job, come back here, and I had a chef in my first week. So he quit after 2 weeks, which again I was made me more busy. So I have to come back. I have to do I have to do the cooking, everything, and prep work ready so that my other employees can, because other guys are not much trained. They know only how to serve. So I was the one who come back to the store and cook. This was happening in the first 1 month. It was, so stressful and so hard. It was not at all easy. And then I hired another chefs, and then started getting smoothly running. And I think after 6 months of our launch, then I thought, oh, there's a truck. I have to get back my focus on the truck now. Then again, I started working on the truck, and I think we launched the truck first on Paradise, which is near to St. John's, on December. And now we are closed for the winter. We are gonna come back again in 1 or 2 months. So that's a journey, from India. That's a short journey. There are a lot of stuff in between, but this is the short journey till here.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey,
more and more coming, like upcoming projects coming too. We are gonna have the spices, the groceries soon, like the South Indian version of groceries soon too. We're gonna have a lot more stuffs coming up. I'm not like settling on one plan. I have like a lot more, plans coming. So,
yeah, love it, man. Got the desire to scale. I mean, that's another characteristic of being an entrepreneur that definitely hearing and seeing in you, and just hearing the story. I mean, again, this goes back to kind of what I was saying earlier. Is like, man, I think more people need to learn who you are. More people need to hear what that hustle, that grind that you just went through. I can only imagine how much. Like, what was that like when you found out that they said that you can't do an Indian food truck? Because it sounds like you were already putting a lot of time and energy into it, and then all of a sudden, boom, you just get this big roadblock, and you make the decision to keep going. That's a big move too.
Yeah, and I'm like, anyway, I started, so like, I don't feel like quitting. In between all this, I met with 3 accidents, a lot of story inside it, but but everything happened for a reason, like everything happened in my life, like even it's bad or good, it's all for a reason. It's just shaping you to a new version, like giving you, like teaching you, like something worse gonna happen. So now something small happened, so you can prepare for the next. So it's all shaped me, into a different version. So nothing worse gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you fought the battles, and it's made you stronger. So what can our local Newfoundlanders look forward to from SpiceX? I know you were talking about some projects or some things you mentioned about spices or groceries from Southeast Asia. I think you just said coming here.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
So hopefully in 2 weeks we are gonna have our own groceries, like because in Newfoundland I find it's very hard to find groceries, even for running my business. Here I have to shop around like 100 shops to get your spice needs. So I find, like, why not to do our own, like get the spices imported and, do it your own, so that, everybody can, even they come to get the food, they can get the spices if they are doing their own cooking and stuff like that. So I'm going to bring a lot of like, snacks and, like Indian snacks, which you won't find here. Like a lot of, you should visit us soon too. You can see how diverse and how our culture, like it's different food items too. So it's really, really good. So I want to bring that culture too, so that everybody can experience it and everybody can say, oh, these are the dishes and these are the snacks that exist, right? So I know, like here people, they don't know more about spices. When I ask to, for example, one of few of my Newfoundland friends, when I ask them like what spices they know only pepper and salt. So I have to bring more spices and stuff like that, and bring and show my my culture and share my culture. And people are really good. They call me to their houses, give me food, like I think in Newfoundland I had few jigs dinner, and it was great dishes. So it's my time to show my spices and give them the opportunity to try everything.
I love that. So anyone that wants to order maybe someone wants to order some SpiceX right now, what's your preferred way? Because I know we got Skips, we got DoorDash, and like all these, let's say, big companies, but I'm sure there's a way that benefits you and the customer more directly. Right? Is there a preferred way to order from you?
So the best way to save, like, for if you go to skipthedishes.as, the money there you see is a bit more higher because the percentage they take is more. So we put few dollars up so that we don't go into loss, right? So the best way, so you can, is picking up your orders. So you visit our website www.spicex.ca. So if you go there, you can select your options. The price is very fair. When it comes to our food, like it's one of the fair price for Indian food in Newfoundland, because nobody can beat our prices. Same thing as I said, like everybody want to experience. Like even though the work behind the Indian food is way more than any other food, still I want to bring the price very fair minimum, so that everybody, because not everybody have the same financial situation, especially after the COVID time. So I just want to bring the price very fair as possible. So as I said, www.spicex.ca is our website. So I have made the option to order from there. So above the $49 orders, I'll be doing deliveries. Which
Oh,
so because
you'll do the deliveries in-house if it's more than $49?
yeah, that's right.
Okay. Okay, good to
Yeah,
know. So you just
yeah,
place that order, you go order it through your website. And if the order is, as you just said, more than $49, then you guys, SpiceX, will deliver it to homes here in Newfoundland.
yeah. There is an option for takeout and delivery. So delivery, when you go place an order, it will show you have to order more than 49, because I find sometimes what happened with the skip the dishes and DoorDash orders, like, because for example, even when a dasher come to our store, he'll be having two orders. Might be skip the dishes, he'll be picking up, he already picked up some skip the dishes orders, and he have another bag for DoorDash. So what happens, like, he go both places, the food might get cold, and so that's another issue we get from customers. And so if we do our own delivery, we know how, we know the quality, and we'll be doing it according to the time. So this is going to be a great to keep the food quality.
Nice. Cool. I guess last thing I want to get in here too. I know you guys do catering as well. Obviously, there's been a significant cutback on the amount of events taking place, but never know when you're going to need to get something catered, right? So how does someone go about reaching out to you for doing like an event?
So for events, basically, they can message me on the SpiceX Facebook page usually, or call the store, and they'll be giving the number to me. So I will contact the party and get the details, and we'll be doing for catering and stuff like that. Our price is very fair. We'll be doing it in a really great deal, because obviously. If they go with other, like Indian food is, I know other places are very expensive. For me, like, I just want to keep the customer happy and satisfied. So if they say, hey, I cannot do this, I'm like, okay, do this. That's how I deal with the customer. So pretty, negotiable.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff, Mithun. This has been good. I really appreciate you, taking the time to get your face out there. Anyone else in Newfoundland you want to interview this guy? There you go. You just found out. Reach out to him with spicex.ca, or the Instagram page is got some traction. So what's the Instagram again?
It's SpiceX_Canada.
There you go. SpiceX_Canada. And then, as he mentioned, the Facebook page too, guys, if you want to reach out for any questions, especially catering. So Mithun, thank you so much again for investing your time with us today. Is there anyone that you've never given a shout out to before that you would like to give a shout out to right now?
First of all, I would like to keep my shout out to my parents. So they are the one. I know nobody do this, but I have to. They're my inspiration next to my father, who showed me how to, how to work through your hard time and get out there and be successful. So shout out to my parents.
Love it. Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Mathew. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can call me Matthew. That's my dad's name. That's my dad's name, but I go with that.
Thank you for bringing this guy into the world and eventually to Newfoundland. You did a great job. So, all right. I'll say it one more time real quick. You can go to spicex.ca. You can go to on Instagram, SpiceX_Canada, and then the Facebook page. I'm sure you can just search SpiceX, correct, on Facebook?
Yeah.
Cool. There you go, guys. Go reach out to Mithun now. I'm sure he's looking forward to hearing from you. And now you know who the real face behind SpiceX is. It's this guy. Cool. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for tuning.
Thanks, Adam.
Actually, yeah, go ahead. I almost dove right into it. Any final closing words, my man?
No. Thanks for having me, and thanks for showing my face out there. Yeah, I really appreciate your support. Yeah.
My pleasure. I'll see you soon. So,
yeah,
guys, thank you for tuning into Dream Chasers, interviews with the future. We will catch you in the next episode. Remember, in all you think, say, and do, take it to the next level.